successful indie author, 5-minute focus, episode 86, expectations and goals. Yesterday we talked about expectations and how they worked in not getting out of your own way. So what do we mean by expectations? And this is I don't want you to confuse expectations with wishful thinking. I expect to be a best-selling, highly respected, loved author. Stop that. Don't do that. That's not a good expectation. Your expectations need to focus inward. They focus on what you yourself can do. This is a sphere of control versus sphere of influence. You have your sphere of control. That's stuff that you do directly, that you make sure gets done. That's your sphere of control. That's where you need to focus your expectations. But then the next bigger sphere is the sphere of influence. And this is where if you do the right things, you can influence in those areas, like building a newsletter. The more people organically that you add, the better chance you are that you're going to get sales whenever you send a newsletter with, hey, here's something on sale. So that's your effect. You can't make anybody buy your book, but what you can do is you can cultivate that readership. You can make them like if they like you and they're following you, you can then influence them buying your book or reading it on Kindle Unlimited, or somehow getting it into their hands where they like it, they leave a review, they want more. You can influence that by writing great books and by encouraging them in the right way, as opposed to just jumping up and saying, buy my book, sandwich board, stand on the side of the road, buy my book. Focus on your performance. Set your expectations related to your performance. 1,000 words a day. Well, that's 30,000 words a month. So if you don't get 1,000 words today, you get 1,500 tomorrow. Good on you. Look at the end of the month, end of the week. Don't wrap yourself around those expectations of I absolutely have to get 1,000 words each day, unless that is within your control. If your life is spinning out of control, then maybe 1,000 words a day is just a huge burden. Understand yourself. Knowing yourself is critical in this business, because no one will push you. Only you will push you. And don't push yourself over a cliff. So maybe a week at a time, 7,000 words a week. That may seem intimidating. 1,000 words a day. Oh my God, that might seem then 500. The right expectation for you. Don't look at other people and say, oh my God, Martelle, he writes 1,000,000 words a year. Yes, that's not you. That's I sit here all day, 12 hours a day, and it's not healthy. So you need to do what works for you and set your expectation appropriately. Don't set it so low that you can step over it like a crack on the sidewalk. No, you do something better than that. I can make this. I can make 1,000 words a day if that's reasonable. Expectations. Don't put yourself where it's too great or too little. You focus on what you can do and then encourage yourself without crushing yourself. Limit the scope. So your expectations, I'm going to write 1,000 words a day. I'm going to spend $100 a day on ads. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to network. I'm going to run a Facebook group, and I'm going to work my full-time job. Right, relax there. Maybe trim it down to 1,000 words a day, and then look from there. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit on ad marketing, 20 minutes on Saturday, an hour on Sunday, and that's it. Okay. Make sure, but then when you take that time, focus 100% on what you're doing, and you're going to realize that if you do just a few of the little things and you do them well, you'll get a huge beneficial result. So expectations. To be a best-selling author, what do you need to do? You need to sell the most books in that genre on that day, and people then buy the next book because it was a good book. You can't control that, but what you can control is getting that book out there, running it through the quality control process. People read it, they like it, they provide you feedback, you make it a better book, and you turn it loose. Set your expectations for what you can control. Look inward, pick 3 or 4. That's it. A little can pay a lot if you do that a little right. If you spread yourself too thin, a mile wide and an inch deep, that's not going to make you a great anything. You really need to focus. Small gets big results. Focus on what you can do and what is in your control. This is where your expectations are going to serve you well. Your goals, if you do all the expectations well, then that can be your goals. So You write 1,000 words a day. Guess what? You can write 4 books a year or one massive tome. It's all good. You guys have a great day.